All right, new event just started. It's for, of course, Mazda RX-7 Spirit R. You get to win the car if you complete the limited time series here. 20 gold to go with it, plus 100,000 racing dollars. So, let's jump in. By the way, I've done some research. And in order to complete the limited time series, of course, there are going to be actually 22 tiers. So that's 66 races that you got to do to win this little car, which I think is a bit of an overkill. That's a lot of races for a car this, dare I say, slow. And anyway, in order to win, you have to bring the PR up to 30.8 so it's going to require some gold upgrades. In fact, every category, out of the 7 categories, except for brakes, you're gonna have to put gold on every single one of them. And the trend has been first round of upgrades are all cash for the most recent cars, and this one's not an exception to that. Pretty cheap and pretty quick, by the way. 10-minute delivery time on the first round of upgrades, if I remember correctly. And then second round of upgrade on suspension and brakes are actually cash. So they're cash, right? Racing dollars, we got plenty, so get those. And then the rest are gonna be gold upgrades. So you're gonna have to get the second round gold upgrades for the remaining categories, like engine, drivetrain, body, exhaust, and tires and wheels, right? And then of course the third tier upgrade that follows that gold upgrade is racing dollar upgrade, as the trend has been. So you should get those upgrades as well. Then that brings your PR up to, I want to say, around 30-ish. And in order to kind of push your car's PR up to 30.8, you're faced with an option. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, you can either go down the path of investing in suspension or brakes. Now, don't go brakes, because brakes actually don't bring your PR up to 30.8. It falls short. So go with the suspension, which I believe is 18 gold. And then the fourth round upgrades on the suspension is going to be racing dollars. So you max out racing dollars for this car, and that brings your PR exactly up to 30.8. So that is the cheapest way to bring your car's PR. Well, cheapest in terms of how much gold it's going to cost. So that's the rundown. So it's going to be 3 on engine, 3 on drivetrain, 3 on body, 4 on suspension, 3 on exhaust, which is maxed out, 2 on brakes, just cash upgrades only, and 3, which is also maxing out, on tires and wheels. So there you go. And I guess I didn't calculate how much gold that actually ends up costing, like, in total. I think the second round upgrades are somewhere in teens. So let's say, all of them are in teens. So think of it like, I guess there's 6 categories that's going to cost about somewhere between 10 to 20 gold. So that's about around, let's say, roughly around 100 gold it's going to cost to win this car. So there you have it. Anyway, enough of my yapping in terms of what I discovered about this car in order to win what you would need. Relatively cheap car, right? And it's slower. I shouldn't say it's slow. Anyway, Mazda RX-7 Spirit R FD Championship. Earn the Mazda RX-7 Spirit RFD by 100% completing this special limited time series. The usual introduction here. Take to the track with this rotary powered sports car. So I'm expecting it's going to sound like the other two Mazdas in the game. Alright, so here's the breakdown of rewards per completion. So I know 20 gold, not much at all. And in order to complete it right away, you have to spend 295 gold, which is exactly 295 more than I want to spend. Yes, as I was saying, there are 22 tiers for this. So let's start with endurance, the usual message for the cars that we're trying to win. If we don't win, basically anything that we do to the car will stay with it. Thank you, Natalia. Service time, I think it's pretty short also, about an hour. Yeah, hour 15 minutes. So if you are watching ads to decrease the service time, I think, let's see, first ad will bring it down to what, about 50 minutes, and then another one will bring it down to 35 minutes. So it's gonna be about 4 ads that you're gonna have to watch to more or less get close. So it's like 2 minutes you spend on watching ads to bring the car back to full service again. That is, of course, if your car's not fully upgraded. And here, let's get the upgrades going right away, since I was talking about the upgrades. So we'll get the first round of upgrades going. It's going to be cash, 10 minutes. Not terribly expensive, 15,000 racing dollars. Drivetrain, kind of the same story. Body, yada 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 yada, a little bit cheaper. And suspension, there we go. So all in like 10-15,000 racing dollar range here for the first round of upgrades. And the brakes, usually the cheapest one. And then the tires and wheels, also 10 minutes for that. So while that's going, and of course fully customizable, which is good news. It's always nice to have a fully customizable cars. And so the full palette of cars available. The official colors, there's really nothing special, just, you know, solid finish. That looks like, what does that look like? Makes me think of Viper. Yeah, the red and blue, I don't know what it is about those two colors. Of course, the yellow is the one that on the splash screen it was sporting, but we don't get yellow, we get white. So that's that. And then of course the other usual color schemes that you can buy for gold if you really want. That's a pretty sharp looking matte finish. I like matte finish. Those are pretty sweet. But anyway, no, I'm not spending gold on customizing this car. If I'm gonna spend gold, I'll probably, you know what, if you spend gold to fully upgrade this car, that probably might end up costing you less, depending on, you know, what kind of customizing options you decide to purchase. But you know, because obviously if you upgrade it fully, everything's available to you as part of a fully upgraded car package deal, so to speak. So anywho, let's see. Yeah, so let's get going. Let's do the first race, and it's going to be endurance at Porsche Test Track, and starting PR 17.2, so nothing to really write home about. It's going to be the long road circuit, and 5.8 kilometers is what we need to cover. So, considering that the wait time on the first round of upgrade is 10 minutes, I should be here by the time I reach the second tier of this event, where they're gonna start requiring upgrades to enter the cup race. Let's see. Okay. Let's go inside the car. How's it sound from the bumper? The hood view. And the one we're looking for here. Of course, Japanese manufacturer. Driving on the right side. Oh. Okay, so it's not exactly a gripper like Fiore. We've gotten that straightened out there. Thank you. Good to know. And am I just racing against other RX-7s? Looks like it, doesn't it? At least for this endurance race here. What was the target? 5.8 kilometers. So we're gonna stop overtaking now, so I don't have to just awkwardly sit there in silence. There's the 5.5 kilometer mark. Maybe I should overtake this one. It's good to have options, isn't it? So first race of the event, as you would expect, pretty easy. And this should time out pretty close to what I can do. There we go, perfect. Sweet. All right. Cars like this, I'm sure they're introducing to kind of entice the newer starting racers, because for somebody who's been doing this for a while, I don't know, this car's gonna feel pretty slow. But it should be a pretty easy car to win, I'd expect. Anyway, that is about what 6 kilometers of driving will do to your RX-7 apparently. So, yep, they're already down to just a couple of minutes left on these upgrades to be completed, being delivered. So most likely I'm expecting maybe next race I'll have the upgrades done already. So 1 gold trophy down out of 66. So 1 down, 65 more to go.